All right, so what do zebras and bombs have to do with fly fishing?
Fly, fish, food.
Anchor flies. We're going to tie an anchor fly with a 4mm bead, a very slim perdigon style body, but it's more like a zebra midge than anything else, so we're sticking with the zebra bomb. Okay, this is in the bomb series of flies where we're tying maybe smaller flies with really big beads so that you can anchor a Euro rig without having to use a huge weighted fly. This one's pretty much a perdigon style fly, but it's kind of a zebra midge at the same time. I've got a 4mm bead on a size 14 hook, and I'm going to seat that bead with just black thread. You could maybe throw some lead under it, but if you pinch it with your finger like this up where it needs to be and just wrap your thread between your finger and the bead, you'll feel it start to snug up. If you use thicker thread, it takes fewer turns. So there we go. Bead seated, and as you can see, the bead covers up a little bit of the eye of the hook. That's not a problem at all. You can still thread your tippet through there. Usually I'm fishing 5 or between 4 and 6x really on this fly and haven't had any issues. So I'm just going to take my thread. This is a corded thread, like a uni thread or an MFC thread. You can use any thread you want, but flatten it out a little bit by counter twisting it. The tail for this is just going to be a little bit of coq de leon, very similar to the perdigon fly. And I like to just hold it behind the fly to kind of see how long I want those, and then I bring my other hand in and twist it. And when I put a wrap of thread on there, it moves those fibers right on the top of the hook. So there's a little hack for you. So tie those all the way forward. I'm tying a black version with red wire. It's really simple, so I'm just going to tie in my red wire. If I could do that. Tie my red wire right up by the bead, and I'm going to counter twist my thread to flatten it out a little bit. And then I'm just going to build up a little bit of a taper. Okay, so we've got a taper built into this. Now this is kind of a unique feature to a perdigon or a zebra midge. You're going to take this pearl tinsel in ice blue in medium size, and I'm just going to kind of create a flashback almost for it. So I'm going to tie some in right behind the bead and wrap it back about halfway down the body, and then I'll just cover that all back up with thread. And then I'll pull that tinsel forward, create a little bit of a, I don't know if you'd call it a wing case on this fly. So I have a little tag hanging out there, that's fine. I'm going to hit it with some resin and wire. But once you have it about right there, and that flash is very subtle, but it does show up when the sun hits it. I'm just going to take this wire and wrap over the whole thing. Catch it here. And then when you break your wire off, if you go right back against where the tie-in point was before you start helicoptering, it will be a lot cleaner. So if I go against it and just, it even broke before I even started helicoptering it. So from here, I'm just going to throw a whip finish in there. And I've really been digging this Solarez resin lately, so I'm going to put a little coating of really thin resin on this. Just going to work it in all around. If you have too much, just take a little bit off with your fingers. That's good right there. And then I'm just going to rotate it as I cure it. And that is a zebra bomb.